All right, what is going on, Dojo crew? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. I see everyone is here. We got some peeps here. Just want to say hello and hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So you read the title right. Is there more pain to come for Bitcoin? The markets are on edge right now. We have the tariff trade war playing out right now, and it is getting nasty. So Trump this morning last night signed an executive order to put 104% tariffs on China. There was already tariffs on China, and China was the big boy in the discussions of the tariffs. A lot of these other countries are coming to the table to play ball, and we're trying to figure out when is the pain gonna stop? When are we gonna actually see this fear index start to go up a little bit? Because we're in extreme fear right now. If you're looking at the markets, we're in extreme fear. We haven't been this low in fear since the FTX crash, since the COVID crash. I mean, it's been massive fear. And it's interesting because we've had a lot more bullish sentiment and narrative playing out in crypto than we did back in these days here in the previous couple years, where we had a lot of regulatory pushback and a lot of lawfare happening during all these times. So it was like, it's interesting that now that we have better regulatory clarity, we have more institutions looking like they're wanting to pony up and get into the crypto game. We have this extreme fear because of the geopolitical trade war that's happening. We have just things that are unraveling, and during this unraveling process, it seems like we're having and hitting that mass capitulation. So we opened up the market this morning with Bitcoin relatively in the green, and we started to get a little bit of a movement, but honestly the futures market was not looking too good. The futures market was opening up kind of in the red, and then the stock market itself not really looking too good today as well. We did have a bit of a rebound, but because the continued negotiations with China were not, the media is giving us all of the kind of negative woes of what's happening. There could be more positive than negative, but right now it's all pretty, edgy negative of what's happening with the negotiations between China and the United States. So I'm curious what you guys think about that. Put your comments and your thoughts in the chat. Make sure you guys are letting yourselves be known. Who's here? I would love to know who's here, who's watching, who's a new viewer, who has been watching on a daily basis, on a regular basis. You guys are amazing. Like the faithful remnant, I want to call you. But yeah, if there's 30 people in here right now, then we could easily get this stream up to 30 likes. All you got to do, take that thumb and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, there's a bell. You want to ding that bell to be notified, because then whenever I release any crypto content, posts, anything like that, you'll immediately get notified. It's the best way to keep up with the channel. And also, if you want to join the Discord, make sure you are getting into the Discord. And if you can't find the link, there should be a link. Let's see. Let me see if I can just go ahead and create a link right now. Let's see. For all you Discord experts, how do you, where's the share link? I think is it right here? Oh yeah, invite people. There we go. And then I can create a link here. Expires in never, and I will generate a new link, copy, and there we go. Okay, all right, so here we go. All right, so I'm going to put this in the chat, and if you have not joined the Discord, please pop up in the Discord. And if you're a TA guy, I'd love people that have technical analysis and you have really nice charts. Go ahead and post your trade setups if you feel like there's like a really awesome trade setup you want us to know and the crew to know. You also, there's a shill zone. There is a news section. We like to post some Twitter posts and some relevant crypto news in here as much as we can. And also, there's just a hangout and chat, meme city, post your memes, all of those things. It's just a great way to interact with the community and see who is who. But right now we're just going to assess the market. We're going to assess what's happening right now. We do want to point out the fact that whenever we've had CNBC, we found this is really interesting, that every time there was a markets in turmoil specials, the S&P 500 eventually, a year forward, recovered 16, average 20%. So we'd say, looking at these numbers on an average of 20%, the S&P saw a... the Discord link is in the description. Oh, I think I know what I did. I think I was trying to take it out, and I was trying to redo something, and maybe I didn't put it back in. Well, crap. All right, well, I got to put it in the description. Put it in the description of the video, and so you guys can join up into the Discord, and we can all get to know each other a little bit better. But yeah, right now, the stocks are just shake and twitchy trading as bonds are showing more stress following tariff escalations. This is kind of what's happening in terms of the stock market. So yeah, U.S. stocks are just very shaky, twitchy. We're not really, we've had this crashes, but it still seems like it's going down. The Dow Jones average was down 34 points as of 10/15, and the NASDAQ composite was 1.1% higher. So there's just been a lot of huge swings, and it's becoming a routine for financial markets worldwide. Some of these stocks and some of these, the S&P is almost acting like a meme coin on a bad day on some FUD. It's like acting like a meme coin on FUD. But you can see here the thing about the dollar strength, the Dixie, it's really kind of playing out like we're expecting, that with all this volatility. I think the play is to bring the dollar down, and also the China is doing something interesting. That I was watching some content about how their currency, how they are trying to devalue their own yuan because of the nature of it being backed by the dollar. And so it's just some interesting things that are playing out. I think there's multiple layers, more so than just the tariffs, more so than just the stock market as a whole. You have to think about how these currencies are all backed and pegged and by mainly the U.S. dollar, because the U.S. dollar is still the world's reserve currency. And I think what's starting to happen here is in the next couple of years, we might have a decoupling of the USD being the world's reserve currency, unless we start to get back into it being backed by gold, but then also watch it be backed by Bitcoin, gold, and who knows what else. I mean, I think that's kind of what's coming down the pipe. And because of this, there's going to be pain unraveling. There's going to be some uncertainty while all these things are playing out. Because think about it, these people like Howard Lutnick and Tom Bessett, and these dudes have been in these markets for a long time. They understand it way more than we do. And it seems like they're playing they're playing the long game, but they're operating a lot faster than, say, what, the Biden administration was doing. The Biden administration, over a nice 4-year period, was just like, siphoning money from the American people through inflation. And so now we have to in a speedy recovery in the first 3 months. Look at what we've done in the first 3 months. Look at what the administration has done in the first 3 months, all this unraveling. So of course there's going to be, pain in the markets. There's going to be all this interesting, this interesting stuff playing out. So, yeah, I think that there could be some more pain coming in the markets. I think Piper, shout out to Army Piper, if he's still here. Is Army Piper still here? And guys, hit the like button. It's on 6 likes. We got 28 people in here. We can get the likes up to 30, no problem. If you're watching on the TV, don't forget you can actually hit the like button on the TV. You just got to hit up, right, select, and that's the left, right combo uppercut move to the chin of the like button. I want you to uppercut that like button, Mortal Kombat style, through the ceiling. Oh, and all right. So yeah, Army Piper. I'm now starting like, you were a bear before I was starting to become a bear. It doesn't mean I'm fully bearish. I'm full bullish, but I do think that we could be seeing some lower prices, and they're trying to fake us out. There's no volume or liquidity in here for this downtrend on Bitcoin. But I don't know. Where are you at right now? I'd love to know your thoughts. My thoughts is that because they were respecting these bounce levels, or at least these support levels here, and because of the nature of the run up here, these 3 major weekly candles on Bitcoin, it ran up so fast that it could be that they slow bleed us a little bit into this level of 69,000 or 72. Like Crypto faces spider line. I was watching his video and he was talking about one of his spider lines is eyeing that $72,000 range. We haven't had that nice like smackdown, that actual true smackdown. Like we had a nice 14% right here, but this is my level that I feel because the weekly you can't see it. The 4 hour I can see it a lot better. That's why I have 69.7 marked, because that was there's 2 levels. There's 66.9, because you see this, I've marked it here. There's 2 levels where we could be seeing some major liftoff here, because if we hit here, there's going to be so much buying pressure. There's going to be so much buying pressure at $69,000 and $66,000. This was the point where out of the this was so hard to go through. Everyone was so bored. It was sideways. It was fake out after fake out, and we were ranging between 59,000 and 70,000, 69,000. We kept hitting that $69,000 resistance. It was just atrocious. It was terrible. You guys remember, it was just, and then there were naysayers of the ETF were like, yep, the ETF, it wasn't enough. It's not enough to bring Bitcoin over 100K. And then this happened. And we had this happen. All through this area, we kind of bounced. We went to 73. And look at how close we are to this particular level, 73, 72. But then right under it, you can see this candle. We bounced pretty heavy off of 69,000. You can see here 7% move on the 4 hour. So that was just in, not even just on the daily. If you look at the daily, you can kind of see how these levels could be respected. These levels could be respected pretty heavy since this level was respected. And the nature of the fast move to the upside could give us that, I don't know if you want to call it a slow bleed, but it has been a slow bleed rollover from the top here. And we've just kind of been rolling over. The moment that we hit here, we hit spots, not enough volume to keep the momentum going, and we've just been downtrending from those points. So as you can see here, so the line ends up at 71 or 72,000. Army Piper said, no one was bearish when I said to sell Q1 6 months ago. They all laughed at me. It's sometimes it's tough. It's tough. No, not a lot of people are going to be able to, adequately, call these markets right now, because it's tricky. It's tricky. But yeah, there were some people that were able to see that we were a little overbought in January. We could have told ourselves, hey, if we weren't able to at least get to 110,000 and kind of keep a little bit of that momentum going and kind of range from there, it was just like that probably was, now that we're going back, hindsight, going back and looking at this and getting rejected right here, testing up at 105, that we should have known. We should have known right here that it was just, that was not enough. It just was not enough. And when you check the RSI on the daily, you could check it on the weekly, probably. Now it looks like, okay, makes a lot of sense. Because look at where the RSI was. I mean, it just... And why I think we probably could get to those levels that, what we're talking about, these lower levels. Oh, that's good. That's good. Army Piper said one of our members listened and saved his 401k from nearly $500,000 in losses so far. Man, that's why I always try and say, hey guys, don't follow anything that I say. You have to have your own, like it has to be your own conclusion, because you don't want to go off of just like what specifically someone is saying and not do your own research, because you have to. I try my best to say, hey, if this is a bull case, this is where we could be hitting. But if we are going to get bearish, I try and give the bearish case scenario as well as much as possible. And yeah, you guys have seen my trades. You've seen my trades. I've actually put in really good trades though. I can't be too hard on myself. I would just say that I have been I've been a victim of chops. I've been a victim of chop suey and what's it? The condition bullitis. I have a bullitis. I get too bullish and then I don't short because I feel like the market, at any moment could just surprise us. But that's called bullitis. Bullitis. I remember Army Piper. You're totally right. You did while we were I guess we were probably like right here. We're around here, February, and you were like, guys, you're like, that was it. Oh, as early as September last year. Okay, yeah. So then, man. But yeah, right now, it's just going to be chopping all over the place. I think the market makers are really using this tariff narrative right now as a means to really shake up the markets, and not even just for crypto, but just for stocks. You could say this would be the greatest buying opportunity. Even if we go 5%, say we go 5% lower in the S&P in the stock market, and we recover up 40% over the next 2 years, then you're still getting a really decent buy in terms of your long-term outlook. But that was just the bottom of the S&P from last year. So if we're looking at any more smashes to support levels, then we would get another 6% down on the S&P. As you can see here, we have a level here where we went below, but we didn't hit the low of the beginning of January. So it could be that we get this drop was 2%. So we had like another 2%. From here, this was from March 2024 going down in April. That was a 6% move to the downside. And then now, if we go from this recent high right here, we actually went down 16%. 16%. Pretty good. Okay, so this seems to be is this reversing on here? Let's look at this. Okay, let's look at Bitcoin right now. Army Piper said, off to enjoy the day. Got to learn to enjoy retirement more. You all take care. Well, I really appreciate you coming in. Thank you to the Piper Academy for popping in. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you guys. We're going to look at the Coinbase chart right now to see what is going on. We just went as low as 76.7. Looked like we had, it looked like we were getting, I guess we got a divergence here. Dang. Okay. Well, all right. So I want to tell you guys about something that we're testing out. We are testing out the prop fund breakout. We're testing this breakout, and we're using the first tier where we're just using, you know, we're getting a funded $5,000 account, and we're going to see if we can complete the task of getting to $500 in profit. And then once you're able to do that, then you can become a funded trader. Show of hands, how many people have done this already or have tested out breakout? So it's a bit of a learning curve. It's a bit of a learning curve because you're kind of going into their terminal. You have to build up. It's kind of tricky and not very easy to navigate. But once you figure it out, then the easiest way to explain it right here is like your sells are your shorts, your buys are your longs, and then you're setting your margin limit by ratios of fractions. So then when you're going into say I want to check out Cardano, I want to do ADA. So you type in ADA, you got the ADA USD pair, and I want to short ADA to 51 cents. So I'm going to put in a sell. Your protection orders is where you're going to set your stop loss, and you can set your stop loss by the actual price or the percentage of where you want the stop loss to be. So say you're like, okay, I'll just, if I'm down 10%, then I want to hit the stop loss at 10% of the trade, and you're setting it by right here too. You can go in limit, and this is where you can add in your lots, where it's adding your margin. Take profit, same. You go and percentage of your balance, and then do 10% right there. Or stop loss 10. You can see projected, so you see projected loss. You can see your projected profit. And that's how you actually put in the order. And then once you put in the order, you'll see it pop up on the side here. So you can see here I have, because I'm going more on the side that we are potentially getting a little bit more pain, and we're going to respect some of these levels here to the downside, potentially at 72. Yo, what's going on, Dave Digital? So Dave Digital, so you've tried breakout, and how successful have you been so far? So right now we're getting the hang of it. We're starting low. We're starting with just the first tier here. We're up $11 already. We were just up a lot, but we were yapping our trap. We could have probably already taken the trade on here, but we're thinking we're gonna respect some levels. At least we get halfway. We start to get up into say P&L 100 and maybe 50, 100 here. We'll go ahead and just close them, and we'll get close to our 500 target equity here. But Dave Digital is a OG legend. You see him everywhere. He's in the Casper crew, Piper Academy. Where else do you dwell, Dave Digital? I see you have the Frankie. I think you have the Frankie Candles house. So you're in the Candle Mafia as well. I mean, you're part of a lot of gangs, bro. What have you had to do? I don't even want to know the things you've had to do. You guys are awesome. Oh, did we get... Oh, come on, guys. We gotta... Still trying. He's everywhere. That's what I told... That it's funny. One of my affirmations for crypto to try and get myself motivated to do content and collaborate with people, I said, you're going to see me everywhere. I said, you're going to see my face everywhere. And I kind of I tried to do it. I was actually fairly successful. I was like, all right, I got on Windio, collaborated with Windio. I went on a BitLab Academy. I was trying to get on the full actual BitBoy show, but at the time it was I came in at a weird time, let's just say. And God, who else? The Moon Show. I was trying to go everywhere. I was like, I just want to collaborate and try and just see and feel out all the territories, and it works. It worked, and it's a great way to just get exposure and just kind of vibe check everyone, and you figure out how to navigate these crypto waters. It's the best way to do it, I guess. You gotta just go for it. The first rule about Fight Club is, you don't talk about it. So we're not talking about it. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to reveal the secrets here. I said, you'll see my face everywhere besides a mugshot, my friends. I don't want you to see my face in a mugshot or where it was a thread about Dano Crypto, the fall. The sad story. He once was shilling ticker Bitcoin and Pepe on stream to then shoveling coal in a coal mine in West Virginia. No, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, let's pull up some data. Let's go to some breaking news. All right, so what was the breaking news here as of today? This is okay. All right, so we got Amazon cancels China orders after tariffs. We have UE approves retaliatory. That's a word. Retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods. O'Leary advocates for 400% tariffs on China, so he's like, bump it up, make them squeal. Billy Goat Tales, a great community with a high percentage of creators to collaborate with us at Billy Goat Tales. Yeah, let's do it. I've been here. I heard about Billy Goat Tales. I think was Randy talking about it? I think Randy was talking about it. Did this just break 29 minutes ago? Oh yeah, Amazon cancels inventory orders from China due to tariffs. Man, I'd like to see it an article on this. Let's see if we can find a breaking article for this. Yeah, let's see what Bloomberg says. Okay, Bloomberg, Amazon cancels some inventory orders from China after tariffs. All right, so it's gonna get interesting. What the hell? Oh. That's annoying. I want to read this. No, I don't want an offer. Crap. Okay, let's just go here. All right, the Trump administration imposed a 10% baseline tariff in its recent announcement, But however, the continuous relationship with China raising geopolitical tension saw them increase those tariffs to 104%. So that was just yesterday or this morning. Amazon cancels Chinese orders as trade war heats up. It has certainly been a troublesome start. Blah, 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 blah. Amazon taking action as the firm has canceled inventory orders from China due to the presence of increased U.S. tariffs. Indeed, the company has seen its stock falter due to the import tax plan. Specifically, Amazon stock has dropped more than 12% over the last 30 days. I think, you know what's interesting is that it's like all these companies, think about all the companies that are outsourcing out of America and hiring because it's almost kind of like they're incentivized to do it because they're like, well, it's cheaper. We'll make more money. And it's like, well, if you just made it to where you would just make more money doing it without outsourcing it, and you give jobs to American workers, you're not outsourcing everything, then we can create some of the industry here, then none of this would be happening. Then countries would then be wanting, and we would be exporting our stuff to them, not the other way around. So this is what I think is the unraveling process, is that we're playing high chess moves here. And I think Trump is maybe now in one of the only presidents in history now, if you're going to go freaking decades, where he's trying to unravel the shit trade deals that these other administrations have done, and these presidents, like Bill Clinton, like Obama, like George Bush, all of them terrible at foreign trade, and their vice presidents. All of them terrible. Sold out the American people, have completely sold out everyone with all those defense contracts and freaking proxy wars everywhere. That's what we were dealing with for the past 20 years. So now we have 4 years where the dudes was literally multiple assassinations. Why do you think now? Why now? Why do you think? Makes some sense. It makes sense now why all this is happening, and there's such pushback and media narrative that Trump is a Nazi. Elon's a Nazi. No, they're figuring out the fraud, and people are freaking out. It's basically as simple as that. They're figuring out the fraud, and they're telling the American people and the media to up front, saying, this is what's happening. Now, I'm not going to say that everything that they're doing is 100%, right. They're probably making mistakes. I'm sure there's some shortfalls. There's some things that they're not doing everything right. Like, look at the meme coins. Look at for instance, Melania and Trump coin. Terrible. Yeah, Dave Digital has mentioned about all the great creators. Yeah, there's Frankie Candles, Lifer, Jason Casper, Randy Hipper, Miss Teen Crypto. Well, she's not teen anymore. I think she's 20 or 21, so she's Miss Lady Crypto. Yeah, Druth, several others that I'm missing are all community members at Billy Goat's Tales. It's a great base for great creator. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out. I'll have to go over there. But yeah, this is what I think is happening here. And check this out. China orders all banks to reduce U.S. dollar purchases. I hope that it's interesting because this ultimately is going to lead into more gold and silver and Bitcoin purchasing. If you think that ultimately what this will do is lead us into more buying pressure into crypto, but they still have to cut the rates. They want to print the money. They want to refinance the debt. Will all of this play out into them timing Bitcoin to get to those lower prices? Maybe they want to really give us some pain and give us between 71 and 66 again. And then that's when they'll unload that fresh liquidity that they're putting into the markets. Think about all the stable coins that are coming in. It all could make sense that this is the playbook that's coming down the line, but it's we keep getting faked out during it. It's all these fake outs up until this point, because obviously there's going to be trading, there's going to be injection of liquidity to come in and make you think that, okay, yep, 88, all right, now we're going to not. No, we hit resistance because it just wasn't enough. And then also you can see where the RSI was. It was like, we were kind of oversold and kind of cooked. So then you can see how you could get faked out on all these moves, even from here, 91. All right, let me click this link. Let me see. Why am I not? I'm not subscribed. I thought I subscribed to this thing. Okay, so all right, so Giver's Gain. There is nowhere better to receive wisdom from none other than the wise goat himself. Unlocking the power of Giver's Gain. Oh, okay, so these are all... So we have Crypto Princess, Blockchain Basement. Oh, it's a... Oh, is this a... So the Billy Goat Tales, is this like a book? Is this like an NFT book that you can purchase? Personal development channel of cryptocurrency industry. Our aim is to help you succeed in all that you do. We create a successful pathway to guide you. 10 cornerstones: community, persistence, taking action, building good habits, honor, faith, wealth, emotional intelligence, rarity, and love. I like that. And okay, here's the website. We got the Discord. Let's go to the steak, avocados. I did not eat very much this morning. I had one boiled egg. I said there was one boiled egg left in the fridge, and I just popped that in real quick. I drank 2 coffees. Oh, okay, our second... Oh, you have a children's book like teaching about Bitcoin. Oh, okay. Nice, nice. I like it. I like it. There was a booth, and this would be crazy if this was the same, or if this might be similar, but there was a booth at Bitcoin Nashville where they had, and I think it was at Miami too, where they had kids Bitcoin crypto story arc. Are you guys familiar with this? And it's like there was like 10 of them. It was like a whole series. I believe too there was a also animated series that went with it. This is reminding me of that. All right, well, cool. Well, I subscribed. I will get in the Discord as well. But yeah, you guys can, if you haven't seen this either, check this out. Seems like an awesome community of goats. All right, yeah, I'll definitely order the books. That would be cool. All right, crowdsourced book with over 170 speakers, memorialized in the first ever of its kind NFT book on Cardano. Nice. Okay, so NFT mint site, book cover, ADA wallet submission form. That's cool. You're making me think of this coin that I got airdropped. Wild Goat coin. You've maybe had seen it in your wallet, and then I had talked to talk to the people running it because I was just had questions. I was like, what are you doing? You know, it's like you always are curious when you get airdrop tokens because, you know, when your address is out there, you get all these tokens. Wild goat coin. Billy Goat Tails. I like it. I like it. When I'm not streaming, I will get in there and I'll start looking. I'll get all into it. I'll get in the Discord. I would love to be part of that. Yeah. Bah. And I'm lying on the cold hard ground. Ah! Still one of the best videos ever is the Taylor Swift screaming goat video. Lying on the cold hard ground. Ah! Yeah, so the Coinbase chart here, if you're looking on the daily of Bitcoin, it's looking like it could be a little bit more pain because they're just not giving us enough volume, I think, on Bitcoin right now. I think the volume is probably fair. It's just not cooking. I mean, yes, 24-hour volume, 24%, 63 billion. I would love to. That would be fun. I feel like I've been slacking so hard on the collabs or doing anything like that. Spaces. I never go on spaces. That's like one of the things that I don't do ever. I never go on spaces. I kind of will pop in sometimes here and there, but I feel like I gotta step it up and either start my own spaces or just go on spaces that are already cool. And I just sometimes think, man, I just already run my mouth on these streams, so I need to keep running my mouth. But I want to listen to smart people. I don't want to listen to myself. Yeah, no. That would be a lot of fun. So Tuesday X Spaces or Sunday YouTube stream. Yeah, I'll do both. Let's do it. So on Sunday, what time? I'd have to. Sunday would be a little tricky, but the Tuesday spaces for sure. Yeah, the Tuesday spaces we can definitely. All right, so the prop trade's looking pretty good right now. We're $42 in profit. I think. Let's go back to the BTC. Where's our BTC? All right, so it's interesting that you actually have to type it in. I'm still getting used to this terminal. So you can see here. You can actually see where I have my stop loss and my take profit. It just seems like because we had such a nasty rejection off of this area and it just kind of wicked, and it looks like also too, if you're looking at the liquidation heat map, there's a lot of liquidations coming in at high range here at 74,600. 74,600, we got some high action liquidations here. And if we go to the liquidation map and go to the longs at 75.9 is some high liquidation level area. So without volume, and we're not getting a really good spike here, it just seems like they would love to do that. And the last break point was here at entries on the longs. We probably had a lot of longs come in either here, and if they didn't take profits or they took profits here, another point to break in, and you can see the resistance at both points. This is looking at it on a tight frame, on a tight time frame of 15 minutes if you're looking at the 15 minute, but if you're kind of zooming out, you can kind of see how, like, oh, okay, not pulling enough strength. Oh yeah, I would love. Yeah, well, I've honestly, like, I have a Dave Digital coming in here. He usually comes in, but not as often as I would like. So yeah, Dave, if you would love to be a mod, man, that would be so cool. I'm just gonna make you one, even if you don't want to be. You're a mod. You're gonna be a standard mod. Who else would like to be a mod who's in here right now? Just so you can get a cool wrench. And Jesse, I want to thank you. Thank you very much, because you are on the freaking ball. Right when you get in here, you're posting links, you're encouraging people. I don't know what to do. I need to send you some coffee or something. Do you live in America? Because I've realized that I can't send this coffee. I can't send this coffee out anywhere but America, because it costs like $60 to send a bag of coffee. Do you realize this? To send a bag of coffee overseas, it's $60. Can't imagine how much it would cost to send anything else. The bag of coffee doesn't even weigh that much. It's like, holy crap. Who want... Oh, lasers? Let's go. All right, yep. You're getting the wrench. I have to tell you guys something funny. For you Aerosmith fans out there, you know the song Eat the Rich. I loved that song when I was a kid. My mom had that album, and I always remember seeing that album with the udders, the cow udders with the piercing. I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I used to sing Eat the Wrench. I thought they were saying eat the wrench. And I'm like, eat the wrench. So you guys are going to eat the wrench today. You're eating the wrench. Jesse, you're in the Netherlands? Oh my God, it cost $100. You know what? I might just do it. Whenever, if I like really nail a trade, I will sacrifice that $100 just to send you a bag of coffee and a bunch of stickers and maybe a shirt. Keep my eye out for a message from Tex-Mex Biomex. Okay, is that who's going to be contacting me for the spaces? Yeah, there's no... Emmanuel coming in hot, saying there's no tariff on Bitcoin. Yep, exactly. But there's traders on Bitcoin, so it doesn't... So they'll still bring us to the downside. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. If there's money to be made on the downside, they're gonna freaking do it. All right. Well, we're coming in hot on that $500. That target equity. We're gonna do it. We're gonna prove that we're not a shit trader. we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And maybe, hopefully, we'll have a referral link that we can give you guys for breakout, and we can be a prime breakout trader. I'm tired of... I don't want to use my money anymore. I don't want to use my money anymore to trade. It hurts. It hurts, fam. I'm tired. I'm tired. All right, let's look at ETH. Let's look at that. Let's look at that ETH. ETH might still be wanting to go home. ETH might still want to go home a little lower, but what we're doing is, because we're not holding strength right here in the middle of the week, it seems like they could just, like, they gave it to us, and then because of there's so much this uncertainty, it's just a kind of a natural downturn sell-off. So I don't want to fight the trend. Like, if I'm going to fight the trend, I don't want to go against it. Like, it seems like right now the trend is a downtrend, and so we could just hit this wick level right at 13.8, 13.8 right here for Ethereum. So I'm just going to set my take profits. I'm setting my take profits right around in these levels, and the same with Bitcoin. I'm setting my take profits at the previous... can I add a chart? Oh, cool. So I can go Bitcoin, ETH. Oh, that's how you do it. See, look, we're learning together here. Okay. So if you want to add multiple charts here, because it's not like on your, like when you're trading in, say, OURBIT, which I have link in the description, one of the best exchanges on the planet. Here, you can see your trades here, but if you want more position, you want your chart here, you have to actually click on this X here, or on this cross. Click on the cross, and then you can add whatever charts you're wanting to look at. Now I got it. Okay. So on Bitcoin here, we're going to go to the 4 hours, so then I can show you guys where our levels are. I don't know what happened here. There we are. So our stop loss, we probably could set it a little bit tighter. We really don't want to lose too much. Hold on, now does everyone have a wrench? But you have to respect the wrench. You have to respect the wrench, though. But yeah, no, you're getting one too. Get a wrench, baby. Everyone's getting wrenches. Yeah. So I guess the point I'm trying to make here is I'm more looking like the trend is down. So the trend is your friend until the end. And right now, stocks are trending down. There's still uncertainty with all the tariff stuff, even though they could just be gaslighting us about the whole entire thing. Then, I mean, it's still going to possibly give us a little bit more to the downside. Now, could I be saying this because I want my two shorts to play out? Of course. But I could say, yeah, we could be going up a little bit more, but with what? I mean, where's the freaking volume? Unless they just dump some money flow and just dump liquidity all of a sudden out of freaking nowhere, then yeah, I could see how they would love to bring it up to 78.6. But like I was saying, the liquidation map here, the liquidation heat map says otherwise. I don't know. There's some action up here. Like there's some liquidation leverage at 78.3. So it's at 78.3. They'd have to really break some resistance at 77.8 to hit those liquidations for the shorts. Seems like there's a lot more traction, a lot more liquidations that they could smack around 75.6 because this is real high. 75.6, and it looks like a range that could get respected because we're sitting right in the middle of this range. Look at this. It's really kind of almost textbook of where it could. This is your decision mode. Like this is kind of your decision mode here. Yeah, let's look at a fixed range. Let's look at a volume profile, fixed range, volume profile. Why? What the hell? I don't have that many indicators on. I literally don't have any indicators on right now. What the freak? Trying to... Okay, I'll just do it with this. I'll do it on here. Point of control on Bitcoin right now in terms of the volume profile, fixed range, is 76,600. And if you're looking at the if you're looking at the Bollinger Bands, if you're looking at the let's full screen this real quick. You got a point of control at 76,600, but the Bollinger Band bottom is at 75.9. Okay. It's on the 15-minute. So how are the stocks doing right now? It's showing Bitcoin index price is 77,000. This is the CoinDesk at 77. Is there some price discrepancies happening right now across the markets? Bitcoin dominance is at 63%. We're going down a little bit. Bitcent price 77,300. Coinbase 77,300. Liquidation levels at 78,400 for the shorts. I would say it's it's about 9.7 million in volume right here. 25 million. More so right here. 30 million. We got 30 million. Here, though, 52 million at 75.6 of longs can get liquidated. You can see here when we have those wicks like that, it's not too good. It doesn't look too good right now. Make sure whatever platform you're watching on, you're reposting, you're restreaming, reclipping, whatever you got to do. So I want to show you guys this comparison of the effects on Bitcoin with the stock market and also with the trends of the basis cut points of the interest rates from the Fed and how it had the stock market react. And then after Bitcoin, after the 2008 crash, what happened? Okay, so 1998, we had a 25% emergency base cut. Stock market stabilized. 2001, a 50 basis point cut, temporary stock relief. 2001, 50 basis cut, mitigated stock losses. And 2008, short-term stock rally after a 75 basis point cut. And then this was after that 2008 financial crash. You can see here. All the points where the dollar was, losing strength or was really low. We had very low interest rates at almost near zero. You can see, go to 2008, almost the lowest the dollar had been over the past, decades, was at 71, and after the 2008 crash. Then Federal Reserve funding rate, you go to COVID crash. I think once we get back to here, we might be running. Sol at $78 looks really good. Sol at $78 is a freaking steal. We hit 98, which is the previous break on a swoop on a portion of this cup. We're looking at a cup and handle pattern. We made a video about this. Check that video out if you have not seen it. You can go here. Go to videos. And it is my Solana price prediction video for 2025. I think this still plays out. And if you want to become a member of the channel, you just click on memberships, and then you can have a sweet little cheeky Pepe next to you, and you can post some emojis, and you just be a part of this amazing community. Some of the scenarios that we want to keep breaking down. Let's keep breaking down some of these scenarios. All right. Emmanuel is wanting me to break down a dream scenario right now. All right. Let's do it. Let's break down a dream scenario. Okay. He says, let's say all countries start buying BTC as part of their strategic reserve. Price. Countries start buying BTC as part of their strategic reserve. Price goes to over 200K. ETH goes to 5, 8K alts, 5, 10X. What will you do? Well, all during that time of leading up to that, I would be taking profits because I don't know how many times I'm going to have to learn my lesson, but you really have to just shave stuff off and stable in, and then put those stables in a protocol earning yield. It's as simple as that. The way that you can survive is as your portfolio is going up, you need to be shaving profits off, and you need to take those into stables and then figure out a way to make it like it's a dividend paying stock. That's how you will survive through the bear markets, the bull markets, whatever it is. You'll just be on average earning yield with stables. You can figure out which protocols are the safest. It's not like it's going to be 100% guarantee safe, like, oh, everything is safe. No, everything is a risk. But just like how if people are going to be in dividend stocks in the stock market and look at the stock market right now, it's the same. So you better have to think about it. Crypto is a little bit different. When you have stable coins in a protocol that's offering yield, even if it's 4 or 5%, that's 4 or 5%. So, and you can also do pairs. There's different pairs that you can do with stablecoin liquidity. And like we've talked about, there's all this liquidity that's coming in through the stablecoins. So they're going to have different options to be able to generate some yield. So that's what I'm going to do. Like, that's what I'm going to do. I really got to play it like lock the freak in with, regardless if we're going to 150 and stopping and getting rejected again, or actually going over to the 200K ranges. I am more on the side that over the next 6 months, we can get to 200 or 200,000, but it just, because of the nature of this downtrend, and because all these countries do want to buy BTC, you think they want to buy it at the quote top after a Trump pump? No, they want to they want that stuff, so they want it cheap. I think Da Vinci usually makes a good case of, hey, if they miss the boat, they're going to bring the boat back. Well, guess what, guys? They brought it back. They're bringing the boat back. They're bringing the shit back to the dealership, and then they're going to inspect it, check it, open up stuff, loosen up some screws, open up a panel. Then they're going to send it off back into the water. And you can be you look like you're on a jet ski. But as of right now, I think they had the party, and they've proven the concept. But now, because of the nature of institutional buying, ETFs and all that stuff, they're probably going to want their buddies to get another $66,000, $69,000 Bitcoin. But here's the thing. As I'm saying that, literally tomorrow, it could break some breaking news. Some countries now just acquired a crap ton of Bitcoin. I don't know. I mean, anything like that can happen in a matter of a few days, where a narrative shift can happen. It happened where we had some really crazy stuff happen with the tax that happened last year, and so it's just been there's all kinds of things that can happen, black swan events that could just completely change price narrative. Right now we have the tariffs, so it's like any kind of stuff breaking with the tariffs is changing this price narrative and causing it to swing and be volatile as crap. So it's gonna be a little tricky, but here's the okay, all right. I got another comment that I wanted to read. Charlie Yard said, "I do believe we can pray. Yes, we can, but I still believe in my heart we will see the biggest stock market crash in history before Easter, and this has already started. So the Holy Spirit confirmation is in." Damn. It's possible, and there is a full moon coming up in 3 days or 4 days. There's a full moon. If we go to the Bitcoin chart and actually put on the daily the moon indicator, if it will let me. I don't know why it's not letting me add any indicators. Okay, there we go. We have a full moon, I think, coming up. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Yep. And then I think, we're going to be coming up to a full moon soon. Let's see. The next full moon is April 12th, which occurs at 8:22 p.m. on Saturday. And now let's get astrological. What's the significance of this full moon? What's the significance of the next full moon? The next full moon occurring on blah, blah, blah signifies a time of illumination, completion, and potential for new beginnings. And it's going to be a full pink moon. Cool. All right. Wish us all the luck, guys, in the world for completing the $500 challenge on this prop fund. We really want to prove to ourselves that we are a good trader. We do believe that, you know, what Jason Casper told us in the yesteryears. He said Dano crypto is a profitable trader, and I tried to believe him, and then I don't know what happened. I joke at Jason Casper. I said, the moment that Jason Casper called me a profitable trader, he cursed me into the ground. But I'm just joking. So yeah, we have a pink full moon coming up in the next couple days. We got the stock market being super volatile. If you're looking at the trend of crypto over the past 12 months of search terms for crypto, Bitcoin, investing, Dogecoin, you can see Dogecoin in the green, investing in the yellow. Investing trend kind of went up a little bit this year. Like, some people are kind of starting to go, okay, like, should I start to think about investing? Like, what do I do here? The search trend for Bitcoin has started to go up a little bit, but you can see here in March it really started to trend down. But the highest it was in search for Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and crypto was pre-election, and then since the election, it has just been kind of trending down, only just with recently a spike in just the past month. But if you look over the past 30 days, I've had a little bit of spike in Bitcoin search for the worldwide web, but then everything else has just kind of been flatlined. If you want to look at the past 5 years, you can see the biggest spikes were in May 2021, and the only times we've gotten as high as what we were in February 2021 with these spikes was just on this spike here in pre-election. And you can see here, we really had the last cycle with Dogecoin. Dogecoin really had some search power alongside Bitcoin, but also was outpacing just crypto in general. So people weren't even typing in like crypto. They were just straight up going to Dogecoin. They were like, what's going on with this Dogecoin? And I bet even if you were to go AMC or GameStop, GME, I don't know if that's going to work. I have to do like, maybe if I do the ticker. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you can see here, and then that at the same time, it was like we had the GME thing, the short, the Reddit craze, Roaring Kitty, and then that interest went down right into Dogecoin, and then all from that all was Bitcoin, and then crypto was trending up. You can see that last little pop. Remember when it came back into the limelight, we had a little pop here. Put Pepe in there. Saw a nice little spike on Pepe last year in June and July, and I think that was during where it broke. I think it broke its all-time highs. If we look at Pepe during that time. Yeah, it was like, yeah, it was one of them. Yep, boom. It was that one where it cranked back up. I still have hope in Pepe, Dogecoin, ticker Bitcoin, all the meme coins, all those things. We still have faith in it. You just got to think. You have to hold through the carnage. You got to hold through the carnage. We're still bullish, guys. Trust me, we're still bullish. We think Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million per coin one day. I'll tell you what, though, I don't believe these movements for one freaking second. I don't believe them. I don't believe them for one freaking second, guys. It's been too much manipulation. It's like, they're not going to give it to us. It's like, come on. They're not going to give it to us. They already gave it to us right here. I think if I'm looking at the liquidations, like we were just looking at some high action right here at 75.6. It would trigger more of a move hitting it down here than it would up here. I think we get exhausted up here and has more action down here, at least over the past 12 hours. So it looks like if I want to close, I can close there and then there. I think that's what that is. You can auto resize. Altcoins going up a little bit. 78. 78.6. 78.6 would be what it's eyeing right now if it really is going to clear that. Man, that would be really annoying, to be honest. It seems like because of that, we got resistance there. Last level is just ranging. We got FOMC minutes is today. Oh my gosh, that's today? Oh no, we're trading on an FOMC day. I have before, and it's never a good idea. Unless you have them protected and you have stop losses set and you have your take profits, because then it doesn't matter where you are. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in front of the screen, not front of the screen. It's just, do you have proper, setups on those trades? Then it doesn't matter. You can go to sleep, you can do whatever, because then it's like, hey, if it didn't play out, you staring at the screen or not, it's not going to change. It's not going to change anything. So if you have it properly set up, then it doesn't matter. But I now am recognizing that it's just best if you are actually intraday trading and you're day trading, don't even keep any positions open at all. If you made money, close them and then set your take profit, or close it like at 80%. Close almost the whole damn trade and then set your take profit at either break even or in profit right above it. And then you can literally let it run or call it a day, and if it hits your take profit or hits your stop loss, doesn't matter. So that's how you can keep trading on a momentum at whatever direction, if you're going long or short. And then there you go. You could be super aggressive and say, I'm just closing all the trades. I don't want any trade. I just that's it. You close the trades and you re-enter back in the next day. You wait you don't even try and go back in unless you have set your rules to where you're like, I'm only going to trade between market open hours between 9:30 and 11 and not trade until the next world market open on the other side, whether it be the Asian markets or the whatever it is, the European markets, whatever it may be. Think that could be a good strategy. I'll tell you what's real frustrating is that ETH has been bleeding. It's just been bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. And then the moment I go short, it wants to go past 1,500. I'm like, you son of a mother. Bleeding and bleeding. And then it just decides, oh, let me try and push and test that level again. You freaking furries. Blame the furries. When is this FOMC minutes happening? When is this happening? When is the FOMC minutes happening today? $2 p.m. Okay, 2 p.m. Oh my God. Okay. Just trying to think of another good coin that I could try and trade on this breakout. On this breakout prop. What do you think? Sui? We look at Sui. Let's look at Sui. Sui. What's going on here? There we go. Oh, okay, there we go. Anything with a hole. Sui was testing. Sui tested. Could this be a Jesus take the wheel? Man, this is yeah. I don't particularly like the setup. We were in a pretty decent setups, but now that I totally was not thinking about the FOMC minutes, but if it comes out as just they're like, hey, we ain't cutting rates until like blah blah blah, until like way later in the year or something, they're not going to do some emergency cut. If they do an emergency cut, it could trigger a rally up to the recent resistance levels, which for instance, like SUI, it could trigger us bumping back up into like, you know, in the $2 ranges. For Solana, recent bump that we just fell off of was the 123 and the 112 level, so we could possibly get a pop to 112, but it's going to be tricky. It's going to be a little tricky. Man, what's been tricky is to get these likes to over 20. We had 35 people in here, and they didn't hit the like button. Only some of them did. They might even have hit the dislike button. I hope not. We had a figure up for the ETFs. We were curious about the ETFs. ETFs on the day change has been all in the negative. The only one that's been doing well is the Pros Short Bitcoin ETF, which is up 1.8%. Ultra Short Bitcoin ETF up 3.2%. But like the iShares Bitcoin Trust, anything like this is down and has been seeing the outflows. There we go. Let's go. We got it going. Thank you. Thank you. And to all the people that are watching on X, make sure you repost. Make sure you hit the heart. This is going to be really interesting to see. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens here in the next hour or two. Bitcoin doesn't, I don't know. It's like Bitcoin doesn't look very strong right now. It's just, it's being very volatile to the current market conditions. Let's say there definitely is way more sellers than buyers wanting to come in right now in terms of the traders. We've got a few ranges that are, looks like they're being respected. We're getting resistance at points here. You can see there's resistance here, here. It's breaking a through line. I just don't know. Let's see what's going on with Zero Hedge. So we're having the absolutely spectacular meltdown. The basis trade is blowing up, sparking multi-trillion liquidation panic. Oh man, I guess I need to, I paid for too many things. I can't be a premium member for everything. All right, so China is striking back, hikes tariffs on U.S. goods to 84% as trade war goes nuclear. So we're just reminding you guys that the reciprocal tariffs took effect at 12 a.m. Wednesday in Washington, sending shockwaves through global markets as he advances the America First agenda and the countermeasures to new 104% effective tariffs. Instead, Beijing released a 28,000-character white paper detailing its economic relationship with the U.S. as foundational to global stability. China's State Council Wednesday titled China's Position on Some Issues Concerning China-U.S. Economies and Trade Relations. Says that Beijing would fight until the end if the U.S. deepens the trade war. The Ministry of Commerce said it has abundant means to take countermeasures. It noted that Beijing and Washington could resolve trade differences through dialogue. In a separate report, plan to meet and discuss measures to boost the economy and stabilize capital markets. There's talks of the Chinese market implementing some stimulus and printing. Just 1 hour ago. That's interesting. Okay, so this is an interesting point. Okay, so there were hawkish comments today from Minneapolis Fed President Kashkara weighed on stocks and bonds when he said the hurdle to change the federal funds rate one way or the other has increased due to tariffs, and that the Fed is less likely to lower interest rates in the face of tariffs given their inflationary impact, even if the economy begins to deteriorate. So stocks have been under pressure over the past month due to fears that the U.S. tariffs will weaken economic growth and corporate earnings. And President Trump signed a proclamation to implement a 25% tariff on U.S. auto imports. The markets are discounting the chances at 47% for a 25% rate cut after the May 6th, 7th FOMC meeting, up from 30% last week. Market attention this week will focus on U.S. trade policies. Later today, the March 18th, 19th FOMC meeting minutes will be released. On Thursday, the March CPI, blah, 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 quarter earnings. Gold mining stocks are climbing today with the price of gold up by more than 3%. Did ETH just go over 1,500? Wow, what the freaking crap. Oh, well, I'm holding the line. I'm holding the damn line. I'm holding the freaking line, guys. There's going to be a lot of volatility right now. A lot of volatility. Trading volume. Highest right now is in the stable coins and XRP, Solana, Dogecoin. Pepe still in the top 10 of highest traded tokens in the entire space. Pretty amazing. Right up under Cardano. We are in an extreme fear. We are in full Bitcoin season. Not even in mid-split of an altcoin season. Not even close. Looking like some interesting times we are in for this April. Bitcoin monthly returns. Quarter 1 and quarter 2 have not been looking too great. Last time we had a bearish April was in 2021 and in 2022. 2022 being 17%. But that could give us a flippening going into May, that we actually go green in May. Could we close in the green in April, or is it going to be in the red? Because it's the 9th, we still got the whole rest of this month to go. We will just have to see how this is going to play out. But we'll be here. We'll be here either way. I hope you guys are too. All right, well, I think we covered enough stuff today. Anything else you guys want to chat about? Any charting, anything? Discussions, questions, debates? Yeah, the World Liberty Financial 9 hours ago apparently was selling ETH at a loss. I was like, geez. According to Arkham, a wallet possibly linked to World Liberty sold 5,471 ETH at 1,400.65 30 minutes ago. Previously spent $210 million to buy 67,000 ETH at an average price of 3,200. So, like, that's hard to track. Be like, okay, where is ETH going after that? ETH has been it's beat down so bad, but it went pretty low. 1387. But if we're going on what Benjamin Cohen thinks ETH could go a little lower. It could even go a little lower. Go to the daily. We got 1372. We got this down here. It's like 1200 ETH. I mean, that would just be not fun, huh? 1200 ETH. All right. Well, we didn't have any questions come in. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and end it. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Make sure you check out all the links in the descriptions. It's the best way that you can directly support the channel. And we will see you guys on the next live stream. Peace out.